The Battle of Los Angeles, also known as the Great Los Angeles Air Raid, is the name given by contemporary sources to a rumored attack on the mainland United States by Japan and the subsequent anti-aircraft artillery barrage which took place from late February 24 to early February 25, 1942, over Los Angeles, California. In the months following the Imperial Japanese Navy's attack on Pearl Harbor in Hawaii on December 7, 1941, and the United States' entry into World War II the next day, public outrage and paranoia intensified across the country and especially on the west coast of the United States, where fears of a Japanese attack on or invasion of the mainland were acknowledged as realistic possibilities. As the United States began mobilizing for the war, anti-aircraft guns were installed, bunkers were built, and air raid precautions were drilled into the populace all over the country. Air raid sirens sounded at 2:25 a.m. throughout Los Angeles County. A total blackout was ordered and thousands of air raid wardens were summoned to their positions. Within hours of the end of the air raid, Secretary of the Navy Frank Knox held a press conference, saying the entire incident had been a false alarm due to anxiety and war nerves. Representative Leland Ford of Santa Monica called for a congressional investigation, saying none of the explanations so far offered removed the episode from the category of complete mystification. This was either a practice raid, or a raid to throw a scare into 2 million people, or a mistaken identity raid, or a raid to lay a political foundation to take away Southern California's war industries. After the war ended in 1945, the Japanese government declared that they had flown no airplanes over Los Angeles during the war. The radar surfaced at 19:05, just 5 minutes after the president started his speech. The shells did minor damage to piers and oil wells, but missed the gasoline plant, which appears to have been the aiming point. The military effects of the raid were therefore nil. The first news of the attack led to the dispatch of pursuit planes to the area, and subsequently 3 bombers joined the attempt to destroy the radar, but without success. The reluctance of AF commanders to assign larger forces to the task resulted from their belief that such a raid as this would be employed by the enemy to divert attention from a major air task force which would hurl its planes against a really significant target. Loyal Japanese Americans who had predicted that a demonstration would be made in connection with the president's speech also prophesied that Los Angeles would be attacked the next night. Newspapers were permitted to announce that a strict state of readiness against renewed attacks had been imposed, and there followed the confused action known as the Battle of Los Angeles. Radars picked up an unidentified target 120 miles west of Los Angeles. At 02:43 a.m., planes were reported near Long Beach, and a few minutes later a Coast Artillery colonel spotted about 25 planes at 12,000 feet over Los Angeles. At 03:06 a.m., a balloon carrying a red flare was seen over Santa Monica and 4 batteries of anti-aircraft artillery opened fire, whereupon the air over Los Angeles erupted like a volcano. From this point on, reports were hopelessly at variance. The Navy immediately insisted that there was no evidence of the presence of enemy planes, and Frank Knox announced at a press conference on the 25th of February that the raid was just a false alarm. A report to Washington, made by the Western Defense Command shortly after the raid had ended, indicated that the credibility of reports of an attack had begun to be shaken before the blackout was lifted. This message predicted that developments would prove that most previous reports had been greatly exaggerated. The 4th Air Force had indicated its belief that there were no planes over Los Angeles. On the basis of these hearings, local commanders altered their verdict and indicated a belief that from 1 to 5 unidentified airplanes had been over Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Times, in a first-page editorial on the 26th of February, announced that the considerable public excitement and confusion caused by the alert, as well as its spectacular official accompaniments, demanded a careful explanation. Fears were expressed lest a few phony raids undermine the confidence of civilian volunteers in the aircraft warning service. In the United States Congress, Representative Leland Ford wanted to know whether the incident was a practice raid, or a raid to throw a scare into 2 million people, or a mistaken identity raid, or a raid to take away Southern California's war industries. Wendell Strong editorial in the Washington Post on the 27th of February called the handling of the Los Angeles episode a recipe for jitters, and censured the military authorities for what it called stubborn silence in the face of widespread uncertainty. A careful study of the evidence suggests that meteorological balloons known to have been released over Los Angeles may well have caused the initial alarm. A photo published in the Los Angeles Times on February 26, 1942, has featured in UFO conspiracy theories as evidence of an extraterrestrial visitation. Every February, the Fort MacArthur Museum, located at the entrance to Los Angeles Harbor, hosts an entertainment event called the Great LA Air Raid of 1942.